guys. Ian Anderson, Paige Pierce, Central Coast Disc Golf. We are back for some more Masters Cup. We are out at Daylaw on the slightly modified course with our feature card. It's been a fun watch so far. What do you think of the changes so far, Paige?
You know, I like the changes, but I really liked finishing up the hill. So this is going to be quite a bit of a different situation coming down the stretch. Now we got some birdie looks coming up, and you guys are going to see some good looks for birdies. So the scores were tight, finishing up that front 12, and we're headed into the back 12 with a tight race.
We are. As a big boy, though, I kind of like not hiking that hill.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
See, I'm on the other end of the spectrum. I enjoy coming down the stretch, and like those that maintain their energy level
That's
well.
true, which is you.
Benefit,
Yeah.
you know?
I never thought about that.
But yeah,
That's-
here on hole 13, it's 347 feet. This one has so many options. This is one that I throw the most practice shots on, I think. You can go straight down the gap, or you can challenge the trees that you'll see on the left side. There is OB on the right on the road. And Zoe's choosing for the straight gap, but puts it a little bit too much Anheuser.
Yeah, a little more hyzer in that release. So would have worked great.
Yeah, I think so.
She hit the line. Beth hit that tree. Oh. And that did kick left, unfortunately. We'll see what that looks like over there.
Jen's going that wide gap.
Wow, yeah, she is. Oh, almost got it. Just not quite enough turn on it. But again, the trees are being nice out here today.
Yeah, they kind of are.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
But
we have had 4 2-meter rules. I will remind you.
Yeah, Paige is not forgetting. You are ripping it 60 miles an hour straight off the gut, and people will take that.
Yeah, I missed my gap, but honestly, I got through a different gap, so, you know, I'll thank my lucky stars for that one, and I have a putt.
Mm-hmm. So Beth from about halfway down the fairway, left-hand side, and this one comes out a little early, and she's going to finish over there.
You could see the intention in her reach back. She was trying to go Anheuser, but it kind of came out a little bit hyzer, so, you know, just a little bit of a misrelease there.
And Zoe finding a great Annie window.
Such a beautiful shot.
It was.
She didn't really have any other option.
No.
She just had to trust that understable deputy out wide and let it turn.
Jennifer reaching for the forehand again. A rare sight. Leaks a little high. That's a longer putt for par than she wanted. Beth with that judge on her third. Excuse me. And got to look for birdie, Paige. Oh, my gosh.
Quarter inch low.
So close. Jennifer's going to try and save par. She will not, unfortunately. Well, bogey, and Zoe went just a little bit long on that upshot.
Mm-hmm. And this is for Zoe to save her 4th par in a row, but doesn't really have a look from there. I'm guessing those branches kind of came into play and dropped her down.
Exactly. There's really kind of a low ceiling for her on that one. Drops in bogey, though. And Beth coming back. Another good putt from her.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see a little bit of a gallery kind of coming in. We had a few people walking with us for sure, but later in the day, you see more and more people out here. It's a very friendly park and so beautiful. So you'll see a lot of people starting to watch and bring their dogs out and their kids, and little family weekend.
Yeah. I don't know how that phone stays in the pocket the entire time.
I'm not sure. I enjoy it, though, because she plays with headphones, so she doesn't get distracted very easily, and, you know, she just stays in her zone, and it's cool to see that.
Do you know what she listens to?
I don't want to give away all her secrets. Okay. But I know she likes a little bit of rap.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She's from Oklahoma. I was figuring maybe some country or something, but yeah.
Yeah, she likes a little rap. So
it's probably Zoe's freestyle.
Maybe. Zoe should record a track. Par 3, 369 feet on hole 14. This one is the straightest hole on the course. If you can punch your disc straight, no matter the distance, you're in a good spot. I'm trying to throw my Marshall here. I'm trying to...
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to break this hole down and just take a par because I can't really to it.
Yeah.
But I kind of late release there and hit a tree on the right side, kicked me left.
Yeah, there is a gap over there, but it's a little trickier. Zoe, that one leaked left.
And like you said, on the left side, there is a gap over there. It's not the intended gap, but if you do happen to leak left, how Beth is doing right here, You may have a look over there. You do not want to leak to the right, though, because there is an OB road.
Oh, true. And Jennifer says, screw it, I'm throwing a destroyer.
Yeah, I was impressed and also confused with this decision here. But, she absolutely pured the gap a couple holes prior.
Mm-hmm. And Paige, how about that upshot?
I impressed myself with that one,
Yeah.
I have to admit.
You went just a little bit long.
Yeah, I was just trying to hit the gap with the right disc on the right angle and just kind of see what happens. And I actually got the skip I needed to and got down there past the basket.
And managed to miss all those trees, more importantly. Zoe tried it as well, but didn't have the results. How about this from Jennifer?
This shot is so beautiful. Step out to the right. She's looking for a flat shot, but she has to throw it hyzer. So she's going with that rock that she knows will flip up to flat and just ride forward. It was beautiful.
Sure was. I think she was like almost.
Wow.
Beth getting crafty.
I couldn't tell how beautiful that line was.
Yeah.
Great angle on that.
She looked at it and she was like, oh, man. But she found a window and she hit it.
Got herself this putt.
Beth!
And connects. You see the little clap. She's stoked about that one. And if you guys did not watch the front 12, first of all, go do that.
Yep.
Second of all, Beth is the AM winner from the Masters Cup about 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And she touched on that it was not a close battle.
After watching her putting, I can believe it, Paige.
Yeah.
Oh. The par save was there.
Yeah.
After
Unfortunately,
that incredible
missed
upshot.
that one.
Really wanted to see you save that one. That would have been a great 3. It does end up in a 4. Zoe, this will also be a 4. And Jennifer, also a 4. After that great upshot. You both threw amazing upshots from where you were.
Just couldn't connect.
Couldn't capitalize by making those putts there.
And we'll be moving on to one of the most famous holes on the course. This is called, it goes by a lot of names, actually.
Yep.
I call it the kitchen. What do you call it?
That's what I usually call it too, yeah. Because there is a fridge down in the ravine.
Yeah, some people call it the fridge hole. Some people call it the chimes. There's very elevated tee pad over all the trees, 333 feet. And these 2 trees that you see on the right side, one has a white marker on it. It has wind chimes also, so that's where that name comes from. But it's a good indicator visually that that's where the basket is, just down from that tree.
Beth
takes the box with the lone 3.
That's right. And that leaked left. And she is actually down by the fridge, which you'll see shortly. Paige, this one fading early for you?
Yeah, I didn't quite commit to the release, and so it's just hyzering out a little bit sooner than I wanted it to.
Yeah, you can see you only threw at 61. We know you got some more miles per hour in that arm of yours. Zoe? Looks pretty similar to yours, honestly.
Yeah, a little bit too much hyzer for sure. We want to get it quite a bit flatter so that it finishes forward towards that basket.
Although if you're playing for par, Zoe's in a great spot.
Yes, definitely.
Really open upshot. Jennifer's looks to be kicking left as well, but finds a tree. A little bit of roll.
Sits down, though.
Yeah. And there is the fridge.
Like the little behind-the-scenes look of why Dela is Dela.
Yeah. And that was Beth's second. This is Beth's third. Should be looking at a 5. After that drive is understandable. That's a really tough position to be. There's not really any way to get to the basket from there. And you're running this one, Paige, right?
Yeah, just came out kind of early. I'm trying to give it a run, but you still got to throw it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're still not close, 96 feet to the pin there. Jennifer does not like that shot, but she'll still have a par putt. And Zoe's 78 to the basket.
With that tree on the right side, kind of made her release it on a hyzer and just kind of put it up there for that par.
See if Beth can save a 4.
Woo!
Almost.
Yeah, looked good.
Yeah, valiant effort. Jennifer for par.
And it was cool to kind of hear some of the chat on this hole. Jen, after that approach, was not super happy and commenting on how she wants to 3 the hole, and she thought she left her upshot too short to get the 3. And Beth's like, "You still have a chance. You still got a chance. And if you don't, there's always tomorrow." You know, like, so I thought that was really cool and really professional of Beth to
That's so nice.
encourage her competitor, but also quote unquote, the amateur player giving the professional advice. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, Beth's got a really strong mental game. Like, nothing seemed to really phase her.
No, not at all. And, when we would get upset visually or audibly, she would kind of talk to us about it. And I thought that was really refreshing.
Dig it. All right, there are your scores after 15. Unfortunate double for Beth, bogey for you there. Some nice threes from Jennifer and Zoe. And we get to play I-5 next page.
Yeah, and this is different from the previous years in that they changed the par to a par 4. So this one is 550 feet, and that circle you see there is the primo landing spot. Or really, if you're going for it, that's where you want your drive to kind of start hyzering.
Yeah, sure.
Some of the guys are getting in here for a putt. It is harder for us, but if we can hit the ground where that circle was fast, we'll get a couple skips and maybe get in there for a longer look at a eagle.
Yeah, and you play this differently, though.
I do. I throw a putter off the tee and then try to go over the top.
I really like that. I've seen Steve Rico does that as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Zoe here, though, lands close to that circle.
That was a monster drive from Zoe.
Yeah.
She's out there. Jennifer, is she doing the page play too?
She's throwing her rock. She isn't quite trying to do that, I don't think. I think she might just be giving herself that option to choose, do I want to go over the top or do I want to go straight?
And unfortunately, your putter leaked right there.
Yeah, I completely grip locked it and hit the tree on the right side.
Beth's drive, though?
A little bit low.
Yeah, didn't get that full flight she was hoping for. And you're going over the top?
Yeah, probably out of position. Definitely out of position, actually. But I was not... I was frustrated at this point. So I'm just trying to rip one. And I actually stayed up in the tree. Another 2-meter rule penalty.
Beth's second kind of gets to the corner.
Yeah, and you could see her shaking her head like, not bad, but not great.
Yeah, exactly. And Jennifer trying to go over the top as well.
Yeah, so if you are going over the top, you want to just go just wide of that on a pretty spiky shot. Mm-hmm. As you can see, this tree right here doesn't have any green, so you can kind of come in. There is a hole right there.
Oh,
so if you get your drive wide enough, it does come in clean.
Zoe's second kicks down there, but that's actually a great spot to be down there.
Yeah, it is for your par.
Yeah, for your par. Yeah. And wow, that thing just refused to chill from Beth.
No chill.
No chill at all. Zoe, oh man, I thought this was thrown in for a second.
It did look like it, but she left that deputy a little bit deep, and that tree could be in play.
Yeah, and that is your disc, it looks like. So you're kind of over on 14 a little bit?
Yes, I'm over halfway down 14's fairway, so I'm going to have to go with a felon sidearm here through that tree. Hopefully it sits. I had to kind of throw it fast to get through that stuff, and I'm just hoping that it sits.
It's a great line. Jennifer just lays up for her 4, which she drops in right there. You'll take that. Beth went long. Lays up as well.
Doesn't really have a look from there.
No.
Neither do I. If I want to get at chain height, there's really no way to do so with that low-hanging branch.
See if Zoe's got a look, though. The ceiling got her, too, it looks like.
Yeah. That's an unfortunate miss. And she'll be carding a bogey here. And I'll be carding my second double bogey of the round. So got a lot of work to do coming up on hole 17.
Yep. Let me see why it's called I-5.
Yeah.
I took a 5. Getting a good look at Jennifer's rip.
Shows you how to throw a mid-range pretty far.
Yes, she does. And there is her own solo par for her on that one. Getting a stroke on the card and taking the lead there. She was tied with Zoe. We'll be looking at hole 17. It doesn't really get much easier, Paige.
No. Hole 17 is 363 feet. It is a par 3, and you have 2 options. You can go up that main gap, or you can go up over the top with a wide hyzer. The hyzer doesn't get you to the basket, but it's safer to get farther off the tee. But it does bring the 2-meter rule into play.
True.
So Jen takes that risk, though, and goes out up high.
And she does a little bit wide right. It does land, though, but she's still quite away from the basket there.
Mm-hmm. So he's going up the gap, though, with her defender. She told me this is her first year attacking that line. Yeah.
It pays off for her. Gets her way up the fairway.
She's happy with it.
Yeah.
She's freestyling a little bit.
Yeah. I love that Jennifer's daughter comes out with her
Yeah,
tournaments.
it's cool. She's been to quite a few of the tournaments now.
Yeah.
And that's the danger on that gap, hitting that tree. But she actually didn't get that bad of a kick, and she's going to be in decent position to
Yeah,
save
she's
par.
up the hill at least. And Paige, look at this thing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to hit the gap pretty flat with my defender, and I know it's my furthest flying disc, so it'll keep gliding up there.
Best forehand up gets there. Jennifer 192 to the basket.
Wow.
That was looking great.
Yeah, it was good angle.
Just hit that late tree and get a not awesome kick. Here is Beth. Her third. That'll 4.
Not bad.
Yeah, not at all. Zoe 129 to the basket.
Grabbing that Marshall. Smooth release.
Beautiful. Should end up in a par. And oh my! I couldn't even believe you ran that, Paige.
Yeah, I mean, I just took a 6, you know, and that was the farthest I've gotten on this hole, so I had to try to run it. One of those that could have stuck.
Man,
I wouldn't
wanted to see
ever
that
call that a
too.
spit out, but you know, it could have stuck.
That was an incredible putt. Yeah, it was a 50-50 ball.
Yeah.
Yep. But at least it's a 3, which you're not losing a stroke to anybody, and you're probably gaining strokes on at least half the field on this one.
Yeah.
It is a very tough hole.
And so we'll remind you, this is a 24-hole course. So typically when we're on hole 17, we're walking up to our last tee, but we do still have 6 holes to play, and you know, a lot of action coming up with quite a few birdies.
Yeah, it's a bit of an endurance test out here at De La. A lot of holes and a lot of hiking. There is Zoe ripping it right up the gap. Check out our scores. Zoe and Jen tied. Now you're 2 back. We will kick it off to our sponsors.
Love getting outside and challenging yourself to become better? How about spending time with family and friends, or just marveling at the pure joy of flight? Then you've come to the right place at the right time. Join the PDGA.
All right, guys, we are back to the action. Huge thanks to Innova Champion Disc as well as the PDGA for making this tournament and coverage possible. Looking at hole 18, what's your play here, Paige?
Well, this one gets harder every year. You have to throw it up over those initial trees, but you want it to drop before that last guardian tree. So it kind of takes a nose up play that drops down, kind of like Zoe's throwing.
Mm-hmm.
But we hear a little bit of shrubbery, so we know it hits something. We're hoping it came down because, like we've said multiple times, 2-meter rule is in effect, and this is one that you literally have to throw over the trees.
Yeah, and these are very catchy trees to boot. Yeah, you leaked a little bit left, but it came down?
Yeah, it did. I'm throwing my Lucidex Felon on this one because I'm just trying to
Really?
rip it on Anheuser and hope that it hyzers back into the gap. I didn't quite turn it enough, as you can see, but Jen did. Look at this shot.
Beautiful. Lands within putting range.
Oh, a roll. Brutal De La roll.
Sit down.
No way.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow, that explains that. When we got up there, we were looking for her disc near the basket.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, it's way back here.
That's where it landed. Beth with a pretty line, too.
I loved this shot. A lot of players don't have the confidence to put it out that wide.
Yeah.
And, you know, she's showing a little bit of like risk-reward factor there in trying it.
Mm-hmm. Zoe, 123 to the pin. Lays up nicely. Have a little comebacker for her par. And Jennifer, after that brutal roll away, another rare forehand, but executed well.
Yeah. 48-mile-an-hour sidearm.
Yeah.
Beth with a beautiful low putter upshots.
And you have a suspect upshot?
I do, yeah.
little bit long, but that'll putt. Speaking of that, here is for par. Nice putt.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sure you're hoping for a 2 on that one, but a 3 will work.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever 2'd it. It's such a hard hole, and
It's
like I said, it's even way harder this year.
Yeah, it's a really
the trees
touchy
are just
line.
growing in, yeah.
Yeah, right? They're growing up and down and out.
Totally. We are losing some trees here, though, out at De La. So
Yeah.
you can kind of see some new ones they're planning to kind of, for future years, to have more technical lines as these trees are falling.
Mm-hmm. Zoe with a nice putt. Saves her par. And Beth. Good 3 from her. We'll check out our scores here after a slow-mo Jen Allen putt. Perfect.
Dead center.
Mm-hmm. She's also a pretty aggressive spin putter.
Yeah.
You both are.
I have a feeling she likes these Mach X's too. They catch hard center putts.
Yep. Although, I guess you learned to disc golf in Oklahoma. You better have a spin putt
Yes,
in
you
Oklahoma and Texas for
Yeah.
that matter. Where you
And
came
another
from.
benefit of Texas and Oklahoma golf is just long open shots like this one on hole 18.
Yeah.
Or hole 19, I'm sorry. It's a par 3, but it's 435 feet. This is at the farthest range of the FPO division's drive capabilities. So Zoe's up first here. This is her defender. She's putting it out on a little Anheuser and getting that Heiser finish.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's nice.
Yeah, right in the center, but quite a bit short. I'm trying my Ballista Pro here, trying to get a little bit farther down the fairway.
Oh, okay.
Kind of released it a little bit too far to the right. So I will challenge those trees on the right side.
Thankfully kicks down though.
Yes, it does.
So you'll just have an up and down. Save your par. Maybe even a long look at it. But again, it's a hole with a pretty punishing green. It drops
Yes.
off quickly behind it. Jennifer, probably a destroyer.
Yes, it is. She said it is one of her flippier destroyers. As you can see, it just kind of rides that angle and does not Heiser out. She's also with me on the right side over there. She's asking me, did you think it was windy?
Oh, yeah, a little headwind out there. Yeah. You're kind of protected a little bit back here. So that might be the case. And Beth with a great looking rip.
Lucid air trespass. She's relying on this thing a lot off the tee this week.
Yeah. Getting the full flight.
Yeah, full flight.
And Lake Maple.
She's past Lake Maple.
The biggest lake you guys have ever seen.
That's such a funny plaque.
It's comedy. So one of the funny things out here at De La. Beth's upshot is leaking a little left. Gonna give her a longer par putt than she was hoping for. Zoe.
Slight step out so she can get that Anheuser release, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, great line on that one.
Jen, 100 feet away and goes with a jump putt.
And gets it there.
Yeah, she honestly, if that tree wasn't there, she could have hit a little bit of chains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've got an Annie look for your bird.
Bring it up. Get it.
What a run, Paige.
Thanks.
Beth coming back for par. That will not work. Hopefully this will for Zoe. Zoe, you don't miss those.
Yeah, that was a rare miss, and honestly, it hit a lot of chains, but just a little bit too soft. With that many chain links in, they kind of push out those soft putts.
They really do.
Same story there.
Mm-hmm. A little bit weak side, kind of chained out. There's Jamie Thomas back there, shooting some picks. Jennifer for par. Nice. Thank you. And here is your bogey drop in. I believe Beth will have one as well. There's not too many holes you can really open up on here at De La with a driver.
No, there really isn't.
And
And I was kind of touching on that in my practice rounds, that it's a lot of putter and mid shots and some fairways, but there's not a whole lot of holes that I'm reaching for a distance driver. Jennifer's kind of breaking that mold, though. We've seen her throw her destroyer quite a bit.
Yep. So is it a little harder to like reach for it when you need it, when you haven't been throwing it?
Yeah, totally is. Especially here, this hole is only 225 feet, the second shortest hole in the course. It's called the gravity hole because it seems like you barely have to throw it and it just kind of falls down that hill. It's really severely downhill and you do not want to be on the right side. There's lots of chances to roll away on this one.
Yeah, you'll check the MPHs on this one. You guys were not throwing very hard. Jennifer has the box, and this is looking like the perfect play.
Yeah, you want to go on that left side right there because the way that your disc kicks on this hole is always to the right. So pro move here, playing it to the left and letting it skip to the right.
Zoe fades out just a little bit early. That was almost what it needed. Paige.
Classic blend Marshall. I'm actually going on the left or on the right side of the basket. But like I said, you get that right bounce and I'm left with a tester. Quite a bit longer of a putt than Jennifer has on that good side of the basket.
At least you have a backstop on your putt though.
Yeah.
And that one faded a little bit early for Beth. Going to reach for her Lucid Judge on the upshot. And that one also came out a little early.
She sat at that one for a while, debating left side, right side, sidearm, backhand. Yeah, it was less than 100 feet, but such a tricky approach.
Zoe giving that a great bid. Beth going to try and save par. Oh,
ooh,
wow.
Very close.
It was. And here you are for a birdie. Get it, Paige. Good putt.
Thank you. It's been a little bit since a birdie and, coming down the stretch, knowing I need to make up for some of those overstrokes. Felt good to connect on that one.
Jennifer. She is kicking herself over that one.
Yeah.
A little awkward with the side hill, but that's one you got to make.
Yeah, and she's not a straddle putter, so this was a different stance for her. So sometimes that just kind of gets to you. You start thinking about where's my power coming from, what's my timing like, and I just encourage everyone to kind of practice those even before the round. Because if you're playing an 18-hole round, I would say you're faced with 3 to 5 straddle putts.
I actually saw you practicing your straddle putt, like around a tent pole before the round.
Yeah. I've actually switched to a straddle putt always just because it's so often, and I don't want to have that added variable of
same putt
switching stances, and also I just find better balance with it too. So
nice. There you are with the birdie, getting the stroke on the card onto hole 20, going up and going right, and hopefully can make it stick on this peninsula.
Yeah, so this one is pretty much a dog leg to the right, 276 feet, and if you go deep of the basket or right of the basket, you are down a big cliff. You do not want to be there. Could even be a lost disc.
Yeah.
So we're trying to go with a slower disc, gliding down to the right. This is my Moonshine Deputy.
Leave it a little left.
Yeah, a little bit more left than I wanted, but par's good on this hole. It's pretty rare that you see a drive inside the circle on this one.
Yeah, that's a great spot. Jennifer, this is a good looking line too. Maybe a little low. Oh, cut a tree.
Yeah, but she stopped in the center. That's not a bad spot to be.
Zoe.
Early tree there. She was trying to cut that corner pretty tight. That is the way to get to the basket. So I have a feeling she was trying to be quite aggressive on this one.
Agreed. We are looking at her second, almost the same shot. A little bit better angle though.
Yeah. And this hole, honestly, no matter where you land, the upshot is so hard. Even if you're at 50 feet. There's so many roots by the basket, and with that drop off right behind the basket, it's really intimidating.
There's the anaconda, they call it right there.
Is that what?
That
okay,
giant root,
yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. You got to get over it, but then have it stop before it flies off the cliff.
Right.
Zoe's third.
Hits the anaconda, catches the edge. She's kind of looking around. Did it sit? Did it not? She finds out it did and claps.
She's happy. So here is Jennifer, and it's not incredibly long, but it's tricky, and she executed that well.
Yeah, great shot. And you have to wonder if it didn't hit that pole, was it going to roll?
I know, right? And being over here, you actually don't have to deal with the root. Kind of nice.
Yeah.
And you have a root backstop. Well done.
Not planning on it, but very thankful.
Beth, that will work for her third. Should end up in a 4.
And like you see, none of those shots came in softly.
No.
Every one of them had a little bit of action.
Hey, you got to get it over there. Get it over the anaconda and all those roots. Everybody dropping in. This will be a bogey for Beth, I believe. After Zoe dropped in hers. Yourself and Jennifer taking pars. Yeah, I saw Feldberg airball a putt on this one. Putter's gone.
Forever.
Yeah. It was like 200 feet on the cliff.
And it's all poison oak down there, too.
Just,
so even if you have the willingness to go look for it, you might be punished for a few weeks.
We were getting that for a while. We were looking at scores. A couple pars, a couple bogeys. Good birdie opportunity here, though, Paige.
Yeah, par 3, 324 feet. And like I said, coming down the stretch, you're trying to get as many of these as possible. You're trying to get over that down log on a flat shot that's starting to hyzer out down this hill. So off the tee, you're worried about one thing only, and that is the OB road on your left. I'm grabbing my Lucid Felon here, just trying to punch it hard and flat and letting it lose speed right about there.
If you're trying for the wide line, that's perfect.
I am trying for the wide line, but it does bring a couple more trees into play, I think.
But you've got a putt. Jennifer taking the inside line. Kind of cool we got to see both work because that is great.
Yeah, she's only about 18 feet away, and I'm about maybe 25.
Yeah. Two fantastic drives. Zoe?
See what she goes with here. She's going wide as well. But she hits a late tree, and it will stop her progress. She's about 70 to 80 feet away.
Yeah. That group of trees will collect very well.
Cool.
Beth? Great looking rip. Yeah. Nothing wrong with
60 miles an hour?
that. Yeah. Here is that Lucid Judge forehand upshot. Oh.
Ooh, and a good little kick towards the basket.
Yeah.
Made that maybe 30-footer into about a 20-footer.
It did. Those are 10 important feet on the putting green. Zoe?
Trying to get as much power as she can, but that wide stance and, on an 80-footer, it's hard to get it there. So she'll settle for a par here.
And Paige for bird. Get it, Paige.
Thank you.
Great hit.
Thanks.
And Jennifer looking to keep pace.
No, God, no.
And just airballs that one.
Zoe here to save par. Still a tester.
As Alyssa Van Lannen looks on. Go check out her pictures.
Yeah, she's shooting for the PDJ this week. All her photos are at avdiscgolf.com.
Nice.
And the course is so pretty.
Isn't it?
It's
Yeah,
like
it just rained. It's been raining a lot.
Photographer's dream.
And it's supposed to rain today, too, unfortunately.
Yeah, I heard that, so.
Right when your round starts.
Yep.
Well, hopefully it doesn't get too wet out there.
So we are moving on to our second to last hole. And these used to be holes 5 and 6, but now they will be our finishing holes. Make the course flow a little bit better, and also for some safety reasons, I hear.
Mm-hmm.
So these next two are quite a bit easier than the previous year's finishing holes. So we are hoping to see a couple more birdie looks if possible. And at this point, Jennifer is at 6 over. I'm at 7 over. So he's at 8 over. So we're all still pretty tight here.
Yeah. This is the Paige Pierce hole as far as I'm concerned on this one here, because you're the only one in the field I think that can go over the top.
Yeah, it's like my perfect range. It's only 348 feet, but it is uphill, and you have to get it really high to get over those branches. So it kind of, if you're trying to get to the basket, I would say it plays more like 400.
Yep. What are you ripping on?
This is my Ballista Pro. I'm trying to throw it as hard as I can and just hoping it kind of drops just on the backside of those trees.
And you're in that bowl.
Yes.
That punched through beautifully.
Yeah.
It was a little low.
A little bit lower than I wanted, yes.
Still work. Jennifer with the Star Destroyer.
She's going a little bit wider because, honestly, this is a great release because if you see where she aimed, it has a little dip in the tree, so you can actually aim it lower and still get through, but she kind of hits and drops.
Yeah, she almost made it through that gap there. Zoe looks to be just laying up short, and she'll just pitch over on her second. Beth playing out left. There is a gap over there in the shrubbery. Her local knowledge might be coming in play here.
Totally. I actually used to aim over there on purpose because there is that gap, but she doesn't quite get left enough, so she's going to have to go over the top.
But pitches over really nice.
Yeah, beautiful.
Zoe looking for that same type of action.
Nice and stally deputy shot, just drops right there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That was great. Jennifer has an awkward look for her, too. Kind of. Yep. That will turn into a par, and you are looking for a stroke on the card, 2 holes in a row? Get it, Paige.
Mostly looking for a stroke on the division, honestly.
Yeah,
I checked the scores.
there is that, too.
I checked the scores on the last
Did you?
keypad. Yeah, I hadn't looked at all. We didn't have a scoreboard because it's round 1, and I got a little bit motivated when I saw that I was sitting in 13th place. So
Yeah.
trying to get some birdies here late in the round.
Was that a stroke on the field?
It was, yes.
Yeah. I am 0% surprised by that.
Oh, look at that beautiful putt. Just enough on it. It bounced off the rim and into the chains.
Gotta love when those work out. Jennifer. That is going to be a par. This is a hole she can birdie, though.
Yeah, totally. Jennifer, I mean, she was a couple inches away, either height or width, and she would have got through that gap. So you'll probably see her correct on that in round 2.
Yeah, I'd love to see if she can get it there. I've seen Kat throw rollers on this one.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that play. It definitely works for her, but it just adds a whole nother element, especially any rollers out at De La. There's so many obstacles on the ground. But, it takes the 2-meter rule out of play.
That's very true, yeah. You are getting back down to 6. You're tied with Jennifer for the card lead, and we are looking at our very last hole, Paige.
Yeah, so you have one obstacle early on. It's that telephone pole or the wires that come off of it if you throw it too high. As far as OB, deep of the basket, there's a little ditch that is out of bounds. And if you go past that, there is one strip of safe. And then past that, there is the road.
Yeah, getting the high fives on the last hole.
I'm super stoked to play
Great
with you.
vibe on the card all day.
Yeah, it was a really fun round. I really enjoyed this round.
What are you reaching for, Paige?
This is my gatekeeper. They made this hole a little bit shorter than previous years, so it is, about a mid-range for me. We did have a tailwind, though, so it's kind of floating a little bit farther than I want, and...
Oh my God.
That's how that happened.
It almost sat up there, and then it just decided to slide in, unfortunately. And because you hit inbounds on the other side, you're taking your putt from all the way over there,
Yes.
as opposed to 10 feet from the basket. Bit of a rough break. Jennifer, she's leaking left, but this is the safe miss.
Yeah, and she kind of said that too. That OB does come into play for her, so she's just trying to play for par and hyzer out there with her rock.
Nothing wrong with that game plan. Zoe looks to be a pretty similar line to Jennifer.
Yeah, a little bit nose up and left, so she will not really have a look for 2, but pretty simple 3.
It really is, yeah. Beth, this one's a little more turn than she was hoping for.
A little sharp, maybe an overcorrection from the last 2 throws, maybe.
Yeah. There she is, 75 to the pin. Lays up beautifully. I think she even hit it. Zoe can't really run this with the OB left and behind.
Looks like she might be trying.
It does, doesn't it?
Run. No, she's just laying it up.
Yep, the jump putt up.
Smart play.
Yeah, she is a smart lady. Jennifer Allen. Oh, dang. Maybe a half go.
Yeah.
It's end of a par, and here you are, a long par comebacker. Paige.
Having to jump into the ditch. Zoe, look at this.
Look at your hype man.
So
The hype
Nate
girl.
Perkins was on the card behind, and he thought that Zoe made that putt.
Oh, he
because
did?
of her reaction. Yeah.
That is hilarious.
She ran my putt down for me. I thought that was funny. Just goes to show you how genuinely joyful of a human Zoe is.
Yeah. She's like the female Kevin Jones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Kevin's hyped
Spirit
on everything.
Award winner, educator. Yeah, all around great player to play
man.
with.
And walking off with a smile.
Yeah.
What a way to finish it around, though, Paige.
Yeah, I was pretty stoked to hit that, and again, it was for a par, but
You're just out of the frame almost entirely. down to the ditch.
yeah, I had to jump into the ditch.
Good thing you twist an ankle or something.
Yeah, I sized it up.
Yeah.
I
Did you?
sized
You
it
got
up.
a landing spot?
Yeah, I was like, am I gonna get hurt? Is it worth it?
That
But
was
yeah,
it.
so after 24 holes, Jen and I are tied. Zoe's 2 back of us, and it was a great feature card to play on.
Yeah.
Thanks for filming the ladies.
Of
and
course.
Thanks to Innova for sponsoring it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So here is our top 10 going into round 2. We got Kat, Sarah, and Camille Skewer,
I believe.
and Paige Bierkes. You are kicking it on the chase card. Hopefully we'll see you Sunday.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right. Let's make that happen. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching round 1, and we will catch you guys in round 2.